the PNG Sports Media Association, it acts as a body to carry the hopes of sports reporters. Sports reporters, because they come from different media organizations, the needs for training can be catered on a need-to-need basis by the organization themselves. So saying for that, like NBC cannot cater for training for national, the guys at the National Newspaper, the Post Courier, or the MTV or FM 100. So if there was supposed to be a training, they needed to come from a body that is separate from the media organization. So whatever training they provide or whatever initiatives they provide, it covers all of them. It doesn't have to come from one media house alone. So with that, the PNG Sports Media Association was initiated. And so far we've run just one program, I think. One program where we took in cadets from UPNG to get them to the basics of sports reporting. It was successful, and there are a couple of kids that we took up that time. They're now in the mainstream industry at the moment. We took 6, and from those 6, I think there's about 3 or 4 that are currently in the industry right now. There are few in sports, and there are few in other genres of news as well. At the moment, this is where we are now. Because of the amount of work that we do, unlike other news reporting genres, sports reporters have to work Saturdays and Sundays as well. So it's like a Sunday to Sunday job for us. Some of us have to stay late and stay during the day, and also this gives us not enough time to get together and to start, thinking about getting the organization into place. But we've been in existence. There are a couple of programs that we've run, and we're keen to run some more. That will be some of the upcoming things that I'll be talking about. Currently, around last week, I've sent out a survey to all sports reporters in the country. So by meaning all sports reporters in the country, I mean every media house that is currently operating. We're probably around 10 to 12 media houses that have sports reporters working within the auspices that we've given this survey to. The idea of the survey is to get their thoughts, get their opinions of how they want the organization to be managed or operated for their benefit in the next few years. So the survey basically will talk about what their needs are, what kind of training they want, and what kind of programs they'd like to participate in. And it's more to build the capacity to compete in the global world. PNG is now a global world in the global stage, and we cannot keep reporting within our own circles or within our own region. We need to be on par with other reporters in the region, in the Asia Pacific region, in the Oceania region, to see where we are, to see where our quality is. Because at the end of the day, we cannot be seen as reporters from this day going forward. There has to be some opportunities out there. We can only find that if we've been training and building capacities, initiatives for our sports reporters to participate in. So this survey will give us a picture of what our sports reporters need in terms of training, in terms of capacity building. From there, we'll be able to draw out some programs. And then we have also a few international partners that are expressing interest to support our programs. So the onus is on us, the executives of the PNG Sports Media Association, to draw up these programs. But before we do, we'd like to see how we should draw up these programs. What kind of programs do we need to draw up? What kind of experts internally or externally that we should bring in to talk about what program or to give training on what program. What we are facing now is a lack a lack of pathways, a lack of opportunities for sports reporters right now, because it's like we're locked into a vacuum where we have to stay in that, and we continue reporting on sports, talking about sports, talking about matches, giving previews, reviews, and match reports, reporting. I think there's a need for us to extend beyond what we have now, so that in future we see, more sports reporters talking about things that affect them globally, like laws and regulations regarding to sports, and how they can affect our athletes going forward. I mean, other countries, they are having sports reporters basically locked down to one sport only. There's one soccer reporter, that's a soccer reporter, you don't put them in anywhere else. For a situation here, because the demand is not there. The demand is not there to give rise to that kind of situation. We have to mix reporters around. That some have to cover soccer, some cover up to 5 or 6 portfolios. So given that environment, we hope that there'll be few changes coming up, and the survey will give us that opportunity to see where the lack is, where the gap is, so we'll be able to identify that, and from then on we can build on from there and see where we can go. We've had conversations with the Oceanian National Olympic Committee, which kicked off the foundations for setting up the sports media associations in the countries in the Pacific, five Pacific countries. It's PNG is one, we have Fiji as well, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands. And these countries, when they came together, they formed an association, which we had a meeting in Solomon Islands recently. So one of our objectives there was to set up a Pacific Sports Journalists Association. So I've reached out to members of the Sports Media Association in PNG to see if we can push for something there. But the feedback has been always like, we have to build our capacity within us first and see where we stand to be able to go up to that stage. So I believe that's the stance that now will be taken. We try to make sure that everyone within the Sports Media Association has the same capabilities, the same kind of environment to be successful in what they do before we reach out. But that's one of our main goals, is to initiate a Pacific Sports Journalists Association. So we'll have other countries in the Pacific also joining in, and other countries are not like us. We have a very big body. We have possibly around 40 registered members. Others have probably less than 5 other countries in the Pacific. So I think the owners, they have been always looking towards us, always to put our foot forward, and they'll follow through. We talked about talent transfer, sports shops, national federations, doing the workshops together. So that is what we have in progress right now. It's all the initial stages. Just waiting for all the surveys to come in. Once all the surveys are in place, then we can find a direction for that. We can find that agreement for the sports reporters where they need are. Because I've cited some surveys already, and it's already aligned to the programs that I've already mentioned. So I think we're going in the right direction. So hopefully we can get everyone on board. Like the saying goes, you're only better than by the people that surround you. So if I have everyone around me that agrees with a certain initiative, certain program, everybody agrees, then there'll be a certain flow, so everybody starts to understand themselves, so we start getting programs initiated, established, and achieved as we go along.